Welcome to the Out the Gate Sports Podcast, where three friends debate everything sports, offer some of their own insights, and have a few laughs along the way, covering the world of football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. Here are your hosts, Mark, Ben, and Zooch.
And welcome back to Out the Gate Sports Podcast. On today's episode, we talk a little bit about AAF, XFL, basketball, Conor McGregor, and his damn good whiskey. Hope you enjoy.
All right, everyone, welcome back. I'm your host, Mark. I'm here with my two co-hosts, Ben.
Hey.
Zooch.
Sweden.
And we have a special guest today, the man with the tightest pants in America, Raffey.
They're athletically fit.
They're tight as fuck.
They're form-fitting to my body.
Yeah.
Wow. See, you're nuts.
You move the wrong way, they're popping out. All right, let's get right into it. Duke, we did it, guys. Duke, they lost, finally, so we don't have to deal with them in the Final Four anymore, even though the Final Four will probably be a little bit better with them in it, just so we could root against them. But, I don't know, what do you guys think? The Final Four is going to be exciting, or it's going to be a complete flop?
Looks like my pick was pretty smart.
Pick
What
Gonzaga.
the hell was your pick? You had 4 different picks.
I'm Marquette.
They lost in the first round. How's that smart?
Yeah, but everybody wanted Duke, and look what they did.
They lost 2, but not like as soon as...
Yeah, but I still win. It's a win-win.
You lost. It's lose-lose.
You say tomato, I say tomato.
It's more like tomato-potato.
Yeah,
Two different things.
Fruit and apple.
Fruit isn't it? Oh, man. Apple is a fruit.
Fruit is an apple.
Fruit is
Yeah.
an apple. All right, let's roll it.
Yeah, we are rolling it. So you got 2 matchups. Auburn's playing Virginia. That's the early game tomorrow. Michigan State's playing Texas Tech. Late game. I'm rooting for Texas Tech, even though I lost that stupid-ass bet to you earlier.
That's right, bitch.
Yeah, well, it
Own you
happens.
now. One for my last one.
Yeah, you won for your last 20
I
also.
see you brought that whiskey. You owned up to what you said.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
Tastes pretty good, too.
But back to the tournament. I think for once, the last few games, what was that? The Elite 8? We had every game was a good game.
Yeah, pretty
Every
much.
game could have gone either way. All of them came down to the wire. And, I mean, Duke, I'm happy Duke lost. But like you said, it's better to have them in it for the ratings. But I am happy they're done because everybody hates Duke around here. So fuck Duke. Just got to say that.
That Purdue game was something else, though. Like, that overtime, and then they were up fucking 18 points. It was terrible. And then they fucking blow it. I was pissed.
Yeah, that was the one when the guy smacked back the rebound.
Yeah, against
That shit
Virginia.
was lucky as hell. That was
Unbelievable.
That was my pick, though, Virginia, so I'm still happy they're alive. Not a favorite, but the favorite hasn't been doing well so far, so who knows what's going to happen.
Raffy, you watch basketball at all?
A little basketball.
Yeah, just the NBA?
Just the NBA.
Just
LeBron's on in the Final Four. I can't watch it.
Yeah. So you're not going to watch the playoffs then?
Huh?
You're not going to watch
No,
the playoffs
I mean,
then?
that just proves how big LeBron is. Nobody's watching NBA playoffs. Nobody cares at this point.
Nobody cares about basketball.
People care about basketball. People care about basketball.
It's like the second most popular sport now, isn't it? Basketball, like ratings-wise,
Absolutely.
I
The NBA is?
Yeah, think
Yeah.
about NBA playoffs, how popular they have been since LeBron has been making the finals.
Of the 4 major sports, I would say, yeah, it's probably 2.
It's number 2 right now. But it's pulling in ratings. But with him out this year, nobody's really paying attention. Everyone's just conceding the Warriors are going to win a championship this year.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure there's a lot of Curry fans out there and Durant fans that are going to want to watch them, but...
Raffy was a big fan of Curry.
I love Curry. Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
We have a bet, though, on the finals.
Yeah, you
Right.
took the Rockets to
Yeah.
win the West, though, not the finals.
Yeah, well, yeah, still.
And
But
I got the field, so it's
Yeah.
a terrible bet on your part.
yeah, I got a bad number. I'm not too happy about it. You want to give me better odds? Or
Nah, we'll keep it as it is.
Yeah, about to go 2 for 2 on me for the
Yeah,
first
that's
time
right.
ever in
I
life.
own you now, bitch.
Yeah, I
Told
know.
you.
It's terrible. But yeah, you're right, though. The NBA, they market their stars probably better than just about any other league. Like, LeBron is, like, the biggest thing. And I'm kind of interested to see if they actually do anything in the like ratings-wise, if it's just going to be like the Warriors running through everyone.
I think it's going to be tough. I think you're trying to sell Giannis in the East, and you're going to try. Obviously, everyone knows the Warriors, so you're going to try and sell Harden in the West. That's their 2 main draws right now. What people want to see, because you have a freakish athlete in Giannis, and then you have an offensive powerhouse in Harden. That's what people want to see. They want to see offense in any sport.
Yeah, what about Kawhi? Think he has a shot?
I mean, it's tough because, like, you've seen the Raptors in recent years always have a solid team. So
And then
do
they
you
shit the bed in the
substitute
playoffs.
DeRozan for Kawhi, and do they actually make a run? Does that actually make them
I think
a better
Kawhi's
team in the East?
way better than DeRozan. I think DeRozan's trash, especially in the playoffs.
But it's chemistry, because like that's any team. You take a star player, you take Kyrie, and you put him on the Celtics, and you replace IT, and they're not as good. It's team chemistry
Isaiah
too.
Thomas,
at the
by
end
the
of
way.
I know who.
So they would have been better with IT on the team than Kyrie at this point. They were making stronger pushes in the playoffs. They should be the number one team in the East. What are they? Well, they're the 5th ranked in the East right now.
Yeah, maybe they're just rope-a-doping it like LeBron used to do. Just float through, and then Kyrie's going to turn it on. And
I think they're
Tatum,
struggling.
all them
I
guys.
think they lost chemistry. I think they were playing fundamental basketball. They were reminiscent of what the Spurs are in the West, playing basketball the way it should be played.
Old man basketball.
Old man basketball, but with Kyrie on the team, he's become the dominant player on the Celtics. He needs the ball in his hand at all times.
Yeah, but isn't this the last year for Kawhi Leonard? Like, is in this contract here?
He's on a option, so he can choose to stay with the Raptors, and that's where a lot of speculation is going. Where is he?
Why
willing
wouldn't he
to
want to, show all he got in the playoffs and then try to make as much money as he possibly can?
He's going to get a max
He's gonna
contract
get
no matter what.
Yeah, I understand that, but
It's-
I guess basketball is different than other sports when it's
Absolutely,
compared
you
to
get
money.
They pay all their stars in
Yeah.
basketball.
Yeah.
you get more
Starting
chances.
to do that in baseball now.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's nice.
So you think the Bucks are pretty much a lock for the East, or what?
I think it's up in the air in the East. I
Yeah?
think
Okay.
I think the Bucks are really really good, but it's a weaker conference.
No,
And
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You
it's-
think
I
it's like
think-
they got this guy that dominates the game at this point. And
I don't-
It's like kind of like a mini LeBron situation.
Absolutely. I don't think it's
So-
like last year. Obviously, when LeBron was in the East for the past 4 years or past 8 years, but past 4 years with the Cavs, because that wasn't a stellar team.
No,
That wasn't like the
I had him and who?
J.R.
Kevin
Smith.
Love.
I'm that last year's team. Rodney Hood, J.R. Smith, like it was a makeshift team, and they won the East. I don't think there's much disparity between the number one seed or the top team and the second team in the East.
I don't think there's that much of a difference between the Bucks and the Celtics, really. If the Celtics get hot, they'll beat anyone.
That's true. That's
Same with the
true.
Sixers. They get hot. If they could shoot.
Sixers are a disappointment. Sixers are a huge disappointment.
They've been a disappointment. They get all this young talent every year and it never pans out.
I mean, you have basically what they're calling the second coming of LeBron James, right? They call him Prince Simmons, right? He's a fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Right.
It hasn't
He can't shoot. He can't shoot
to
threes.
He needs to learn. That's today's game. If you're guarding today's NBA, you have to be able to shoot the long ball.
How the hell are you 6'10" and a guard? I don't understand that. It's positionless basketball now. It's boring as fuck. I can't stand it. Oh my god, we have the friggin' Celtics game on now, and literally I looked up and I almost fell asleep.
Well, it's a guard's game, and that's why there's speculation around Zion, right?
Yeah.
It's a big bodied player. Where does he fit in today's NBA?
Yeah. I think I said last time, I don't think he's going to be that great. I think they're going to try to market him and he's going to be able to dunk or whatever. Actually, I was talking to a guy the other day who told me that he saw a stat that half his points were on fast breaks. So, what do you average, 20-something a game? Half of them were fast break dunks. So, what does that say about him? I mean, I know he's got a decent post game, but that's against other college guys that probably are never going to hack it.
Yeah.
And there's really no post in the NBA anymore either. I know he's been developing a 3-point shot, which isn't bad, but, at his size, and I feel like he's got to be the guy that, like somewhat of a Giannis type player. I feel like that's what he has to be like, but...
Yeah, maybe he could be like that. I don't know if he could handle the ball like a LeBron or like Giannis can.
No, I don't think he's even close to LeBron.
No.
I know that was the comparison,
I
but I don't even think it's close.
It's not. No, I agree. I don't think he's close either, but I think he could be good. He's still young. He's what is he, 18, 19
It could
years
be
old?
good, yes, obviously. And, the NBA is all offense, which helps the cause, but it just doesn't fit him right now.
Yeah.
It fits John Morant. He's the perfect mold right now for the next big thing in the NBA. That's just my opinion.
Think about it. Taco would have been a lottery pick.
Yeah,
10
back.
years
Yeah,
ago.
I was just gonna say.
10 years ago.
Yeah, he would have been good.
Teams would have been clamoring.
Now it's how do you fit him in there? He can't shoot for shit.
He can't do anything really. He's
he's
block guys.
yeah,
he just
he's
stands
tall as
there with
hell.
his fucking arms up, and that's it.
But you could have used that 10 years ago. Now it's you don't need that at all, which is kind of dumb.
yeah.
It's pushing pace.
That's
and
why college
perimeter
is so
shots.
much more fun to watch in the NBA.
Yeah,
Like,
I
feel
watched
like-
a lot of college this year. It's definitely more entertaining.
Yeah, guys. Actually, I feel like they play defense. The NBA, they're just like, oh, let me run across the court, not picking up the ball, and not a travel.
Take 8 steps.
Did you
Oh
see
my
that
God.
guy from the Suns? He was dribbling the ball down court, like literally, like fast break, dribbling the ball down court. Didn't carry nothing. They called a travel on him. I'm like, they don't
They actually
fucking
call it travel?
I swear to
I've
God.
never seen a travel
But
call
he
in
didn't,
NBA ever.
he didn't travel at all.
Oh
he
my
literally
God.
dribbled the ball down court the entire time, and they called the travel. The ref was just like had like a stroke and called travel. I was like, they don't call that in the NBA ever. And then they call it on this guy who's dribbling the basketball.
That's crazy. I've never seen that called.
It was ridiculous.
Like
You
the
gotta
thing
look
is,
up the
like
video.
everyone makes that argument. They're like college basketball. They play defense, the pace
They
of the
do.
game. They like it. But the thing is, like it's an 80. They have something to prove. These NBA players, they don't have anything to prove. They just need to make it to the show. Out of 82 games, make it to the playoffs. And once you watch the playoffs, you notice how all these players start, picking up their D. You see the press from half court.
I would be the best college basketball coach ever.
No,
I would
There we go.
full court press the entire time.
Like,
I would
that
force so
tire
many
players out.
Nah, but my training regimen in the beginning would be
now you'd be the best
ridiculous.
strength and conditioning coach.
I would hire the best strength and conditioning coach
Who, Zuch?
for strength.
Now, let me ask you guys this: if you're saying that obviously the NBA players they show up because they can just show up and get paid, do you think that with the the talks about going on about paying college players, do you think if they pay college players that they'll just be lackadaisical and that they'll just not give a shit because they're already getting their money?
I would say no, because
No.
the paycheck isn't as big.
They're not going to be making too much money.
Like,
And
you get that $1 million or whatever, $100 million deal, whatever the max deal is, then it's like, all right, I'm set. I don't have to do anything. But I mean, they play, they just don't play defense. But in college, I'm sure if they did get paid, it wouldn't be that much. It'd be enough to support yourself.
paying college kids is always a sticky situation in
But
any sport.
I feel
because
like the big time schools though get paid their kids more than say like a Division II.
Well, Division II, but that's where it gets different. Like you have to pay the Division I kids the same amount, and you can't just pay football and basketball.
Yeah, but
you have
why-
to pay
yeah, but why?
everyone because that's how the NCAA is set up.
Yeah, but
No,
here's the
you
thing
do
though:
there's
why
Title
is the
IX
kid that's
set up
going
like
to
that.
Texas getting a higher scholarship than the kid that's going to a D2 school?
But what's the
Well,
D1 school? It's a bigger school. What
Well,
do you mean?
take
Well, that's what I'm
D2.
saying. So, what's the difference of paying them more money than going to a smaller school and paying them less money? It just doesn't make sense.
I think take the division out of it, right? Like compare a kid who's going to go to Rutgers,
Yeah.
D1, versus a kid who's going to go to USC.
Okay.
USC obviously is going to rake in more money for their sports programs than Rutgers is. So, but I think that's where you can't have the disparity in like paying these college kids. It has to be a set amount.
Yeah,
if
but
you wanna
Rutgers
pay
is a big
college kids.
school, though. Let's take this. Let's take Middlesex County College. Say they had a football program, and then throw it out there, and we'll talk about Texas.
The only college
Yeah,
you've
let's-
ever got into.
let's talk
First of all,
community college.
those of you that have no idea what Middlesex County College is, it's the only college Zuch could have gotten into.
School's not for
And
me.
he still dropped out.
Who's going to pick Middlesex County College over Tech? Like that's why
It's not their choice, though. If they're that good and they can get a scholarship to go play at Texas, they're going to do that. But if they can't, and their only option is to go and play at this no-name school, like half of these guys do. Look at Khalil Mack. He played at Buffalo. Buffalo's not a big school.
Buffalo's D1 school though, but
Yeah, I
you
understand
have to
that,
compare
but-
D1 to D1
Yeah.
and D2 to D2 because D3 schools and county colleges they can't give scholarships for sports.
All right. Well, I'm just saying hypothetically, if
I don't
Middlesex
wanna do
was a small name school, like a D2, and then we're comparing it to Texas, which is a big school. Texas is obviously going to make more money because of their TV programs, their stands, their sponsors and shit that they get. Compared to Middlesex, where they wouldn't get a lot of people in the arena, and they wouldn't get a lot of people watching them on TV if they were offered it. How do you pay them the same amount of money then?
But you don't.
You don't.
They're not-
That's why I said that.
But I don't think you can compare that because they're not competing against each other. I think the division matters. I think the tier division. So I think Division I players, if they want to start paying college players, all Division I players across all schools, there has to be a cap of what you would pay a player.
You say that, but then Alabama goes out and plays fucking a no-name school.
But it's D1 school.
I don't.
It's one. It's FCS now.
Yeah,
FCS.
FCS.
2A.
So it's not the
today.
same
But
thing, though.
So you're saying like D1 schools across the board, every sport the same amount?
They have to.
I have to.
It has to be.
So then, what do you pay the D2? How is that?
Then they get their own thing.
Yeah.
So now you're saying that's fair?
Yeah. You go to a D1 school because you're good enough to go to a D1 school.
Okay, say you're good, and then you tear your ACL, and then you have no other choices. Your scholarships gets taken away, and then you go out to Middlesex County College, and then you're a star. You shouldn't be getting paid as much money as a kid that goes to Texas.
No. And it's unfortunate because think about it this way.
Do you know
you're
any
an
other
MLB
schools
player.
besides Middlesex?
Right. think about it this way. You're an MLB player.
Yeah.
You get sent down to the minor leagues. Should you get paid an MLB contract?
I mean, most of these guys are, though.
That much.
Yeah, most of these guys are.
Baseball's fully guaranteed.
Fully guaranteed money. But I mean, like,
That's why I stuck
but that's
with
what I mean,
football.
like, disparity in talent. Like, if you're like you're playing in the minor leagues, so you get paid as much as an MLB player.
I don't think so, but
they
the way the MLB works, they guarantee their contract. So that's why I brought up football, because football is different. You go and you could pay a guy that's killing it and have him on his rookie contract for $750,000. Meanwhile, you're paying Aaron Rodgers like way over $50 million. So I mean, it's
That's the thing. Like, it's tricky with college though. But like the thing with D1 sports though, like if you keep it just D1, your football player has to make the same amount as your friggin' tennis player that's on scholarship, or your swimmer that's on scholarship. That's the way they have to do it.
I understand
It's not fair because football and basketball bring in a shit ton of money.
That's probably why they would never do it, though.
No, that's why they can't.
Because why would you pay those people that aren't bringing in any money the same amount? It doesn't make any sense for them.
We
Because
say that though,
it's
but you
because
don't
of the
know
D1.
if the swimmers or anything are not bringing any money, because half the time
But you don't see
they
it.
can go
It's
to the
not-
Olympics.
It's not on
you know.
TV.
It's not.
Some of the times
once
it
you,
is.
once you,
But
I'm
just not a
pretty
big
sure
name.
once you go to the Olympics, I don't think you can compete in college anymore. I think. I don't know if that's
No, it's amateur.
right, but didn't some girl like who the fuck was it? You can cut this out. 'cause I don't remember.
Susie Colbert.
Yeah, it's an amateur competition, and you're not getting paid to do it. So as long as you're not getting paid to be in the competition, you
Right.
can, yeah.
Susie Smith went to USA.
Susie Smith.
Just transferred from Middlesex
No,
County
I was
College.
thinking of that swimmer. I forget her name, but
Michelle Phelps.
yeah.
Splish splash.
So the AAF folded. Would that take about 8 weeks only before they got completely demolished? Zuch had a pretty terrible take on why they folded here. Let's hear it.
It's not a terrible take here. All right, let me do a
One
little
of the
science here
dumbest
for you.
things I've ever
And
heard.
God.
like I said,
Common sense did not prevail with this
I
take.
said they had no structure. They went in with this thinking that they were going to get the NFL to give them the players that they needed to get this organization to continue to run to be a developmental league. Now, I know I spoke a little fast for you, Mark. I want to keep up here and listen up here.
Goddamn word you said.
There we go. We'll break it down for you, right? Okay, one guy, right? He put $250 million. Now, $250 million in my book is a lot of money.
It's not enough to run a league.
Yeah, but okay. He thought that the NFL was going to give him the guys that he needed to keep this league afloat. The NFL said no because it's against their contracts and their rules, and the guy took it as, okay, why am I going to put more money into this league that's not going to last? If they have no players that are coming from the NFL, where are they going to get the players from?
Let me ask you this.
Go.
Which players did you think they were going to get from the NFL?
They're going to get their training camp players.
And these players are also no-name players, so what the hell is the difference?
Most of them, though, aren't, though. Like,
do
Blaine
you mean they're
Gabbert
not?
wasn't a no-name
Blaine
guy.
Gabbert was on a roster, an NFL roster.
Yeah, but then he got cut. And then he went to a training camp. And then he's on a training team. So therefore you take him and you make him the franchise quarterback of one of these no-name fucking teams. And then they go, oh, okay, well, now we have this guy and people know who he is. Once we start getting more of those guys, more busts in the NFL, more people to rotate into this, then they'll be, somewhat decent.
But
the ratings weren't the problem, though. That's what I feel like you're saying. Like the ratings are the problem.
I never said the ratings were
Yeah,
the
but
problem.
I feel like that's where you're going.
I
with
said
this.
they had no structure, which you're not understanding. Where are they going to get these players to continue?
understand.
To
They
continue?
had the
place where they
players.
got them from in the first place.
The
People that
NFL
didn't make it to the
practice teams.
NFL.
Yeah, they're not.
People that
Yeah,
didn't
but
make it.
Where are they going to get the
The same thing. Whoever doesn't get drafted.
what are they going to develop them for, though? Nothing.
to try to get to the NFL? That's
No, if they
everybody's
don't
goal.
want them, and if the NFL says no,
they're
then what
signing
is it?
people. They're
Let's
signing
type pants
people
jump
right
in
now.
here.
They're
from the
signing
AF.
people because it's folded. What don't you understand?
Yeah, so what the fuck is the difference? If that didn't fold, they would still sign them because they're good enough
No,
to make
I
an
don't-
NFL team.
I don't think so.
So you think the NFL is bailing these people out? They're
They're
not.
not bailing them out, no.
Okay, exactly. So they were good enough to make an NFL team, so they're signing them. They could have signed them after the season, which would have ended probably now.
Okay, so let me ask you this: the AFF is founded on what then?
They get people that the NFL.
What is it founded on, though?
What do you mean founded on?
What is it founded on? Where do they get their like structure from? Where do they get the things that they need?
Their players?
NCAA.
Yes, they get
Yeah,
from the
college.
college athletes
Yeah,
that either fucked up or didn't get drafted or got overlooked.
But they were originally in the NFL.
Or
could have
XFL
been.
guys.
Some of them,
that
yeah.
sucked.
Yeah, but the XFL wasn't a thing.
No, NFL guys.
Oh, NFL. Yes, the NFL.
guys.
So this all stemmed from the NFL. The NFL said they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't supply them the players.
No,
so
okay,
therefore,
okay. So what you were saying,
Yeah.
you're not completely wrong. What they wanted to do was be the minor league system.
Yes.
The NFL didn't want to do that.
Yes.
But they still can be the minor league system without the NFL giving them money.
I think that
They're just
they
not
don't
getting
know where
their
though.
players.
I never said that the money wasn't an issue, but my main thing is it's the structure thing. Like they have to be associated with the NFL to survive.
Because of the money. That's why. That's my
Right.
whole thing. They did not have any money.
You need money to survive as a league. I think if the NFL didn't want to take them on as a minor league for their league to bring in new players, then it's not going to work. The NFL needs to develop a minor league of their own to bring in these players, these busts.
Okay, so
what are these busts going to do from the NFL? Go to another league and then develop into a better player? No,
XFL.
they're busts.
XFL.
They had their chance in the NFL. It didn't work out.
XFL, the Canadian League.
But then it needs
what's
to-
the
XFL has been non-existent for the past.
Yeah, but it's
15
coming
or so
back,
years.
so they can't go to the Canadian League.
Now it is.
Johnny Manziel did it, but what I'm saying is too. Why would this guy? I think his name is like Tom Dundee, whatever. He owns an NHL.
Dundee.
Dundee.
He owns
Yeah.
the Carolina
Yeah.
Hurricanes.
Okay, why would he invest? Already put $70 million into it, and then just pull the plug after 7 or 8 weeks?
Because he didn't see his return on investment. Because there was no sponsors.
Yeah, but why not
NFL
pull it
wasn't
after
going to
week
help him
one,
out.
He was they bought him in to just be like the savior.
Yeah,
And he
so
said-
why
and he
not
said-
pull it after week one? He said
Because
okay,
you don't
not
know.
working.
You don't know after week one.
They knew after week one.
You don't know. You don't know.
They knew.
You
Oh,
don't.
so week
because
three
guess
then.
what?
Week
Guess what?
three
After,
then.
after week one, it actually generated big buzz around the sports world because it was a new league. It was a new football league. You have football in the offseason in the NFL. People want to see the sport, but it wasn't at the high level that the NFL provides.
So week 3, you get a good inkling of this is either going to make it or it's going to fail.
Like-
Why
like-
not pull it
that
after?
It's business,
day
right?
one?
It's business. A company doesn't pull the plug and it happens on day one. They know they're going to do it maybe week 3, but it's going to happen. It's going to take a couple weeks for it to actually.
But this wasn't a big major company like an Apple or something like this. This was a smaller company trying to become a developmental league for a huge company like Apple. It's Apple and mini Apple.
Yeah,
Apple
but
and orange.
Apple and orange.
But
Apple
you
oranges.
said it yourself. $250 million, a lot of money in your
Yeah.
book. That's a lot of money for even a small company, right? So it's not this big process like, oh, we're done today. It was a process. It was probably a process that took a couple weeks to go through.
But I'm sure that they got more money from their co-owners too, because I think Bill Polian was a co-owner. But I'm sure he put money into this and invested into this. So it's not only the $250 million; it's the money that the co-owners are putting in. And I'm pretty sure that they got money from the TV deals, because I don't think they're paying to be on TV. I think they're paying.
They are
now.
paying.
Let me ask you
pay
this,
your
though.
way.
So the players that got sent home
Yeah.
after, why the hell didn't they pay for their flight home if they had the money?
I already explained to you this.
What? Explain it again. They
'Cause they're
they
cheap.
sent their
There's
players
no
home,
way. They didn't have
and
the
they
money
didn't make
to
them
pay
pay.
for it.
They were out of money.
Yeah, because that's when it folded, though. It folded, and they were
So
like,
why did it
okay.
fold?
I'm not arguing
they don't
though.
have
I'm
any
not
fucking
arguing
money
that
left.
money
But
wasn't an issue, but I'm saying the structure was a big part of it, though.
But you basically think that they rushed to
Yeah,
get
they way rushed this. They didn't think
You
about
think
it.
this guy hopped into this
Yeah.
saying, all right, I'm going to go 7-8 weeks, whatever they played, hoping the NFL gives me a deal.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Why the fuck would he do that? He's a millionaire. He should be smart.
Why
the
don't
fuck
people
wouldn't he make a
invest
deal?
money in anything?
Why wouldn't he make a deal before the season
I
started?
understand. Why
And if
do
they
people
didn't, why
invest
the
money
fuck
in
would he do
anything
it?
now? Why do people
money aside, what are we talking about here? We're talking about a lower tier football league
Okay.
in this country. That's
Yes.
what we're talking. A lower
Yes.
tier football league.
Yes.
Do you watch minor league baseball? Do you watch the G League in basketball? No. We want to watch the A stars. We want to see the A athletes play. We want to see the the NFL, the NBA, the MLB. We don't want to see the minor
Yeah,
leagues.
granted, though,
sports.
but this wasn't going on during the NFL season. This was going on during the off season, and it was actually generating a lot of money. And
It was
talking about
it was
like
generating
AAA
buzz.
teams and like that,
Buzz, not money.
people go out and pay that. People go out and see the Somerset Patriots all the time. I mean, it's not a big organization, but it's still people go out and see it.
Are we
though.
talking about the Somerset Patriots
independent.
generating millions of dollars? No,
because they're not
We're talking
going
about the
to, though.
NFL, $9 billion
that.
company.
I understand that.
How much do you think it costs to generate $9 billion?
For them?
How much do you think it costs to generate $9 billion?
Don't be asking me math questions.
The money's not there for them to generate this type of money.
Because the NFL didn't want to give them the players or the money. I'm not saying that the money, and I keep reiterating this.
There's no players.
The players don't really
I'll tell you,
matter.
the
It's my whole
fans.
thing with this. They don't matter.
I think they do.
The fans drive.
What was my other argument? They're not going to go out and get a bunch of guys like us and then be like, okay,
It's
go out
not-
there and...
It's not us. It's people that are fucking 50,000 times better than us.
It's D1 athletes that fucked up or didn't get drafted and are getting a second chance, and
Or
it's
washed-
NFL players
yeah, or washed
that
out of the
fucked up
NFL.
and are trying to get another chance.
So then
That's
why
what it
didn't they
is.
continue just doing it then?
We got AAF that folded.
Because they couldn't afford it.
AAF folded.
Yeah,
AAF's
got it.
done. You have XFL up next. What do they do to succeed that AAF didn't do?
I think they learned from the AF, and they obviously... McMahon in there with Oliver Luck in there. I think they have more money and more ownership than what the AAF had. I think the AFF rushed into this, and I really think that they screwed the pooch, and they really didn't look at this and study this, and they thought the NFL was going to give them all the tools they needed right away. And obviously that's not the case, because with the collective bargaining agreement, I was reading that they didn't want to do it because they thought that the players,
My ass.
the players didn't want to get hurt and stuff like that, and then blow their shot to get in the NFL if they're on a practice squad. So I think that they look at it as an XFL as, okay, we have more money invested into this. We're probably going to try to get better players. I don't know how, but
They're going to get the
where?
same players.
Where are they going to get
They're
them
going to
from?
get the same players.
Where are they getting them from,
I don't
motherfucker?
know. College.
They're going to pick up us?
They're going to get college kids.
So the same people the AAF
They're going to
got.
get college kids.
So the same people the AAF
No,
got.
college kids are actually decent that are not going to go out and get paid nothing. Like Trevor Lawrence. Boom.
He ain't going
You
nowhere.
pay-
He
He's
might.
going to the NFL.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is if he doesn't want to play like the rest of these guys
what you're trying
and
to
not get
say
paid.
is what the guy Justin Ross was talking about, the guy that had
Yeah,
a good
there
ass
you
game
go.
in Clemson.
Yeah.
So he brought up the fact that college athletes, after their freshman year, can go to the XFL and get paid to play. That's what you're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, so that makes more sense for the XFL. And as you were saying, people are going to be tempted because you
Are they
want to
going
get paid.
to? Are they going to actually allow that? That's like a
I
thing?
don't know if it's allowed. I don't. There's
That all
rumors
goes in the
going
NFL
around.
collective
But
bargaining. How do you
here's
do
the
that?
thing. It's age restriction. You cannot have an 18-year-old kid go against a 26
18-year-old is an adult.
kid
They're a kid.
athlete.
Yeah, but who
fresh,
says so?
fresh out of high school.
You
go
have
against-
21-year-olds playing in the
Because
NFL
it's-
against 35-year-olds.
but you're developed. You're developed. You've played the sport at a high level.
Who's saying
from
college
years.
kid? A rookie
You're-
quarterback is not developed
Are you
compared to
talking
going against a
about-
35 pass rusher. How's that developed?
Yeah, not everyone's coming out of high school looking like Calvin Johnson.
I
Not
understand
everyone's
that,
coming
but
out
what
of
I'm
freak
saying
athlete.
is, to argue
You
your
want-
point, you have a rookie quarterback going up against a 35-year-old pass rusher and goes out and just blindsides him. He's not developed. It's his rookie year. This guy, the 35-year-old, is developed.
But how many? No,
he's
we're
an
not talking
athlete.
about 30. We're talking
Man,
about we're
he's
talking
40.
about 28. We're talking about athletes in their prime at 28.
Okay.
Going against young men or women
No.
who
I'm a
are
man.
who are at 21, 22. 21, 22 years old. You're developed more than you are at 18.
I feel like they'll be risking injury. Basically, is that kind of what you're hinting at? A
Yeah,
little bit? Because
absolutely.
They're not physically
you're sending.
developed
They may
fully
have
yet.
the
At 18, 19, 20 years old, you're really not to your fullest
absolutely
development. So I mean, you're at risk for injury, which I mean, you'll be getting paid, but you're not
especially
really
at
going to
a
make a lifetime
contact
living
sport.
doing that.
Especially at a contact
But
sport.
it's all about the money. I mean, if they can't afford to go out there and get a job while they're playing sports, then if they want to go get this
But the
money,
thing is,
then
like,
they're going to get that money.
The
I'm
league
interested
has to survive somehow.
I'm interested to see how much they actually make these contracts for. Because what the AAF was $250,000 for 3 years,
Yeah.
and what's the XFL going to be?
They said that
I
they're
mean,
going to
I
play
don't-
the
They're gonna give
average
the kids $1
salary
million?
was
I don't
400
think so.
40,000.
40,000?
Well, that's
get the fuck
well,
outta
no, that
here.
was
Yeah.
previous.
I
That's
mean,
when they
oh,
first started.
shot
with.
in hell.
Yeah.
Am I taking
That was what they
40 grand?
first started
what
with.
though?
Think about it when you're in college.
You get paid
when
more
you're
in
in college. I mean, that's your tuition, right? That's your tuition for a year.
Yeah.
So
I'd rather go to
it's basically
college
cashing
and
out
say,
your tuition.
Nah, I think I'll hang here and just fucking sit back in the pocket and throw dimes.
But at
to
the same
everyone.
time, you're not going to get an education,
But-
so you don't have a backup
But
plan.
the thing is, if NFL,
That's why I was saying
if the
college. I'm
NFL,
not going to fucking play
if the
in the
NFL
XFL.
links up with the XFL, if it actually provides a support for these kids to step in straight from high school
They're
into the
not going to,
XFL for 1 to 2 years,
Right.
and then have a chance to be drafted. But you can only maybe they put how many years you can play in the XFL, 1 to 2 years, not even an age restriction.
I don't think.
Yeah,
they're
but then
gonna do
that, isn't that the same
Yeah.
thing as college?
I don't think that.
But it gives
college.
it provides them an opportunity
NFL
to
is
be
very
paid for
greedy.
their talents,
The
right?
NFL is very
Right.
greedy. They're going to want that main,
And it gives
job.
them another revenue stream. Because if this thing takes off in 4 or 5 years and it survives, it's another revenue stream for the XFL. I mean, for the NFL. What they're trying to do now with the NFL, they're trying to expand in London, in Europe. They want to bring the game of football over there. But maybe it's here. Maybe it's a minor league system that
Why
develops
did
younger
the
players.
AAF survive that? Why wouldn't the AAF survive? Why wouldn't the
They
NFL
didn't have
They
any
did not-
fucking
yeah, but
money.
No, what I'm saying though is, why wouldn't the NFL try to work something out with them? You're saying that the XFL
Because they don't
Look,
need to. They don't. The NFL didn't need to.
doesn't need them. The AAF needs the NFL.
So why would they
NFL
need the
doesn't
XFL?
them.
They don't.
Because
That's
they
why
don't.
I
They don't.
They
So-
don't.
But that's what I'm saying. The
your point
XFL needs to pitch it. They need
Yes.
to. They need to bring this to
Yeah,
them.
The
and come up
NFL is
with a
very
plan.
greedy. They want the main light. They want the spotlight on them. They're not going to give these
It's-
little organizations all this time and money and these players and stuff
It's
like
32 owners. It's not the spotlight. It's not a league that wants. It's 32 owners. If they see an opportunity to make more money, listen. There's a cap. If you NFL is the most popular sport in America, right?
America.
Where am I going to make more money? Where's my next venture to make more money? It's another league. It's a developmental league. But they need to see that
that. The
revenue stream
XFL
coming
wouldn't be
in.
a developmental league.
The what?
Developmental league.
Still wrong.
Developmental.
But how many teams are going to be in the XFL though?
Oh, we
I
don't
think
know.
8 or 10.
8 or
they said.
10?
8 or 10 max.
So-
something
It's the same thing as the AAF.
I
similar.
get that, but so
They're going to get all their players now, too. So.
yeah, well, obviously, but like I don't understand how like the NFL is going to have a developmental league with 8 teams. Like, is each team going to like? Is
How-
each
no,
XFL
it's
team
just-
going to be for 4 different?
No,
is it
but
going to
it's
be like one per division? Like, I have no idea how
but
that's supposed to work.
It's not
300
per
players.
se like a developmental league,
I
but it's
get
like you
that,
see
but-
a guy that plays good, and it's like, I want that guy in the NFL, and then you give him a shot.
Right, so you
But, like,
just
think about it.
that was
It's
with the
not
AAF.
like
The AAF was the
yeah.
same thing. Like they could
And
go to
they're
the
signing
NFL at
people.
any time.
Yes, then they're signing.
But they have to start
so-
somewhere, right? The NFL
Right.
didn't start off with 32 teams.
No,
Right?
But they also
But, like,
weren't.
you
They
get-
also weren't a developmental league for someone else, though. That's the whole thing. Like, if you want to be big, if you want to be like the XFL wants to be the NFL, like not like its little sidekick. They want to be like big too. They can't be a developmental league.
They can't.
They
be
can't.
big.
They're not going to get their players,
They
though.
can't.
They're not going to get
They
their
have
players
to-
because the NFL already stated that they're not going to give it to the AAF. It's against the rules. So the XFL is not going to get any of these players.
I agree with that. I
There's-
just don't think like the whole player thing is just like whatever. Like I think like with the like again AAF they had their guys, they paid them. The XFL is going to have the same thing.
Yeah.
Like if you get signed, you go. Your contract's done, then you can go sign an NFL contract. I just don't think none of these spring leagues are going to work in my opinion.
yeah.
I
I
agree.
don't think.
I don't.
At all.
Well, I don't think there's going to be another league that competes with the NFL.
No,
You're
yeah,
never
no
going
way.
to have a second football league.
Right, and I don't think a minor league system is like the way to go for the NFL. I just think the minor league system for them is college, and that's it.
Yeah, it
and
pretty
if you're
much
good,
is.
and if you're good enough to play in the NFL at a college, you play, and if you're not, then you go play in the XFL, and,
and the
that's
Canadian League, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, the
Yeah.
The
XFL
Canadian League is their-
doesn't want to be the minor league system, but that's what they'll have to be in order to like keep it running. I think, but it's like they do bring different things to the table. Like when it happened, it was like 2001. I think the XFL was there, and then how much shit did the NFL steal from them? They stole their camera angles.
Yeah.
They stole things from it.
Well,
And
I mean,
I
at
feel
some-
like it's gonna be the same with the AAF though.
At some point,
So-
these college players are going to want to get paid. At some point, it's.
Oh, at some point it's now.
Yeah,
but I
exactly,
personally
yeah.
believe it's going to happen. So who's going to benefit? Who's going to pay them? Is it going to be the colleges, or are there going to be these junior type leagues that start popping up to pay the college kids, and then these big leagues start, feeding off these little leagues to bring the players in? Who's going to pay them? The opportunity to make money is everywhere. It doesn't only have to come from the college system. There could be an AAF that survives. There could be an XFL that survives. There could be a new football league that survives. But there has to be a pool of players getting paid, It's eventually going to happen.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the NFL tells these players that if you go to this league and you sign a contract with them, we're not allowing you in the NFL.
That's not true.
They never
No,
said
no,
that.
no.
I'm saying
That's
though.
not true,
I
though.
didn't say that. I said, what if the NFL does that?
Oh.
That would.
Then they're
I
not
didn't say
going to
that
get the
they
players,
did.
right?
I say
they're killing the league.
yeah, but
if they
go
come
out
up
and
with
get,
that,
they can get a million college guys.
I know that's what I'm saying though. If they come out with basically a terms and conditions,
Which I
saying
think they
that-
already have though, because
No.
The AAF allowed all their players to just go to the NFL if they got a chance. They could go. That's it.
they could just void their contract.
Absolutely.
That's it,
Yes.
done.
It was the
The-
perk
the
of it was
AAF
a draw. It was
wanted
saying,
them to go to NFL,
showcase your
basically,
talents
yes.
on
Yeah.
this big
And
stage.
go get signed by a team, basically.
They want that to happen. It brings the players into their system.
That's why if the XFL does get those college athletes that we were talking about earlier, then I think that would make them successful, the XFL. If they got those guys, the college guys, to come to them. If not, then I don't know.
But wouldn't you think the NFL would be pissed off at that XFL because they're stealing this?
But they're not stealing
They're
them.
not,
They're
because they're just going
training
right
them.
thereafter.
Yeah, they're just training them to
Yeah,
come to the
but
NFL.
what
They're not-
goes
they're
back
not-
to my point is like, what if the NFL says, "I don't want
They're not gonna
you go
say
into
that.
the XFL. You have to come right to us."
Yeah, I don't think
Well,
they would do that.
they're not gonna, because the NFL has a rule you have to be out of college for 3 years.
Yeah.
So
So they have to wait anyway.
So
Who
then,
cares where they
but-
play before that?
Yeah, so if the XFL says, okay, you only have to be out for 1 year, like the NBA does, then you go play 1 year at college, and you go to the XFL, play 2 years, and then you go get drafted. But that's why I disagree with your point earlier, because the whole thing with the not getting the players from the NFL, like these guys can go play in the AAF, and then they can just go right over if they get signed. It's not a big deal. Like that's why I didn't think it was a big
Cameron
deal.
died.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just think that
The whole thing with the AAF was the money. They didn't have it. Like, that guy said, okay, this is not going to happen. I'm done. So he pulled his money and the league folded. Like,
yeah, but why would
Like
you
normal-
wait that long then? Why invest $70 million into
like,
the $250 million?
I agree with you that they didn't have a structure set up to go at. Like, they fucked this whole thing
Yeah.
up.
3 days later.
Say you own a 7-Eleven, and I sell you the high 10, the
high
best on the market Slurpee glasses. Okay, and then you go to, I say, you know what? I'm not going to sell you these Slurpee glasses anymore. You can go out and you can buy the ones with the cracked ends and all this crap that don't work.
Who buys cracked glasses?
Why?
Who buys cracked glasses?
What kind of glasses don't work?
Who gets a Slurpee in a glass?
Plastic glasses, all right? It's just like
Plastic cup.
it's a metaphor here.
It's a cup then. It's not a glass.
So,
It's not me.
would you buy that from me?
No,
I'm not
I
gonna-
wouldn't
you're not
buy.
gonna invest in
I
your
would
money.
not buy
And then you're going to tank.
broken material from you. No, I would not buy it.
No, I'm saying I'm not selling you. My
I would not
top-
buy half a plate.
my top tier glasses.
Where the fuck are we right now? Like, how the hell did we get? Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Let's reel it back. Cut it out.
Oh, don't cut it yet.
No, don't cut
I got a
anything.
bone to pick with you.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah, pick his
So
bone.
after we had this
bone.
argument through a text here.
Yeah.
So I made a comment at Zooch saying, making fun of him because our friend Frank started over him in high school.
Oh, here we go.
And his response back to me was, "Get your facts straight. He didn't start over me. He just played, and I sat the bench." Basically, is what you said.
That's not what I said. I said
What
we
did you
played
say?
two different positions because you obviously don't know football. He
Yeah,
played tackle
so-
and I played center.
So then after
Same
that,
thing.
No, it's not the same thing. One snaps the
said you
fucking ball.
suck anyway.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then you tried calling me out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you challenged me to a one-on-one in football.
Yes, I did.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play tomorrow with Raffey as quarterback.
Yeah.
One-on-one.
Yeah.
We got
Raffy's QB1.
we got some money on the line here,
Uh-huh.
and we got a little podcast bet on the
Yeah.
line here.
Just real quick, though, I still think I should be quarterback.
Ah,
That's
you-
beside the point.
You've had a shoulder injury for 55 years now. You can't throw a
31.
pebble across the pond. What's wrong with you?
Still, I still think I should have been
Goodness,
quarterback.
We're still
Keep going
trying.
on.
What are
What
you
are we
scared
trying
of,
to-
boy?
Nobody's. Yeah. Nobody's scared. Damn it.
That is Zooch afraid of the one-on-one
Oh,
that's
God.
going to happen with Ben
I'm
tomorrow.
going to catch a ball and I'm going
I
to
don't-
literally shoulder you into the ground and fucking
I
just
don't
watch you.
understand how you think you could possibly stop me once.
I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
Figure it
I'll
out.
figure it out. Go deep. That's fine. I'll figure it out.
If I
What
go
are you gonna
deep,
do?
I'll beat you. If I go short, you won't tackle me
I
either.
guarantee you I'll tackle you if you go short.
If
No,
you
you're
lay
Catch
a
a
hand
ball.
on him, I'd be shocked.
Catch a ball tomorrow short and see
Okay.
what happens to you.
First pass, short.
Okay.
Raffy.
Catch a ball
first
short
pass.
tomorrow and see what happens to you. Everybody listening, if Ben dies tomorrow, this wasn't on me.
I'm scared I'm going to hurt you, to be honest.
Oh,
I'm
my
really
God.
scared I'm going to hurt
This
you.
guy.
I
What if
really
he
am.
lands
God.
on you? You weigh
Yeah,
145
I might
pounds.
break some bones.
This is an athletically fit shirt.
Hey, see that?
Athletically fit shirt. Yeah.
Zooch.
That's a small,
Large.
and it's fucking loose.
It's a large.
It's a
That's
fucking
why it's
small.
loose. Want to look at the tag?
Yeah, I do.
What does that say?
Small.
It says large, bitch.
No, but seriously, I was thinking like you guys really shouldn't play tackle. Like I'm scared for like both of you.
He's the one I want to tackle.
Yeah,
'cause he knows
I
there's
understand.
that's his only shot, which I don't understand why you think I can't
What
tackle you.
am I going to do? Play you 2-on-2? Like two-hand
on
touch?
two.
2-hand touch, I meant?
Well, you'll never touch me either.
What
so what the hell's the difference?
what's the? If we're gonna
You
play
just-
football, let's play
you
football
just
like men.
think you could truck me?
Let's play football like men.
I don't understand how you
He's
think that.
frail. You have one more concussion until you die.
I'll use it tomorrow.
I'm scared
It's
I'm
gonna be
hurt
bad.
you. I'm dead serious.
I
I'm
hope
scared I'm gonna
you
hurt
try.
I hope your wife.
I'm not
has,
going to try to hurt
a
you.
long enough
I
tape
don't want to hurt anybody.
to record this.
I think following this podcast, there's going to be a poll out.
If anybody thinks Such could beat me, that's
Who wins
worse
this
than thinking
one-on-one?
Mark could beat him in a boxing match. Just say that right now.
David and Goliath, boy. It's been done before.
Who's
Which one are
David?
you?
Who's Goliath?
Whoever the guy that won, I guess it was David.
Snorlax versus Pikachu.
Goliath?
It is.
Goliath was the big one?
Yes.
Yes.
Khakis.
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so.
Discount double check.
All right. So, as a Packer fan, I would like to bring this up with the since we just played the State Farm commercial. Aaron Rodgers, Mike McCarthy, who's to blame for their unsuccessful trips to the playoffs and or not making the playoffs? I don't know if it's a McCarthy problem or a Rodgers problem. I don't know what's going on with them.
I think it's an organization problem. I think you've had 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks in the past 2 decades, and both of them have had problems in the media. I mean, Brett Favre, his departure from Green Bay, didn't go as smoothly, probably as planned in that organization. He came off a bit of as a prima donna.
Oh yeah, because he retired and then he didn't know if he was coming back, and then he went to 2 other franchises, Jets and Vikings.
I totally disagree with Brett Favre being a prima donna. I think he was more of a jokester and he had fun with his teammates and stuff like that. I think that Rodgers is a prima donna. He takes it to the step where like he has to be in control and it's his way or no way. And, you know, we hear more and more about, you know, how Rodgers wants this guy and he wants it his way and he's like running the organization when he shouldn't be running the organization because he's a quarterback.
Well, the quarterback position is where it kind of revolves around all of it, though. But like,
Yeah, granted, like, but he shouldn't have, you know, a say in what happens in the GM spot. You have that spot for a reason. These guys make the decisions for a reason. Like, obviously, Rodgers should be like, okay, maybe I want to go out and get that wide receiver. Can we make it happen? But it was in the news recently that the GM of the Packers told him about Matt LaFleur, the hiring, just keep his mouth shut because Rodgers didn't like the decision. So it just goes to show you how much of a scumbag Rodgers is.
scumbag's a little harsh, but I mean, I don't know. I just it's annoying as a Packer fan. They had, like Raul said, or Raffey as we're calling him, that they've had 2 of the top 10 quarterbacks maybe of all time, and it's like,
What do you have to show for it?
nothing.
They
There's
should have
nothing.
more.
No.
They got the 2 championships, like you said, but they should have a lot more.
Is
I don't know,
this
when you
is this
have a talent
purely
like that.
is this purely players being frustrated with the organization acting out? Should the organization have provided more for them to be put in better positions to win those Super Bowls? I think 3 Super Bowls in 3 decades of having Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers,
2.
but 3 total.
they
3
lost
total
both.
Super
Yeah,
Bowl
they won,
appearances,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right? 3 total Super Bowl appearances in 3 decades with 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks. This is a situation other teams would die to be in.
Yeah.
Unless you're the Patriots.
I mean, yeah, well, obviously you can't find Tom Brady, you know, everywhere. But I think that it's an organization problem, too, because back in the day, they didn't spend money. And now they just started spending money, and I think they just realized that they need to surround Rodgers with a defense, one, and talent otherwise. I mean, look at the past couple of years. I think their big signings was, Julius Peppers.
That's it.
Yeah,
Literally, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really do it with one guy. I mean, don't get me wrong. Julius Peppers is obviously a Hall of Famer, but you need more pieces. I mean, Clay Matthews, they drafted. He's been great over the years. But other than that, their defense throughout the years hasn't really been great at all. And I think that, you know, the weapons that they surrounded Rodgers with on the offense side of the ball haven't really been that great either. I mean, Eddie Lacy was okay for a couple of years, and then they didn't really have a run game after a while. And then, Jordy Nelson was good, but then they had to pick like all these guys in the draft and hope that, they panned out. I mean, Randall Cobb did and stuff like that.
Their problem has always been their defense, though. Their defense has literally always sucked, except for when they won the Super Bowl with Rodgers. That was the last time their Super Bowl was, their defense was any good.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, their offense has always been fine because Rodgers he makes everyone better. He's great.
So then was the McCarthy firing him being a scapegoat in the situation of the Packers organization not providing players to the team?
I think it was a scapegoat to, instead of blaming Rodgers for all the problems, I think that they put it on McCarthy and said, okay, well, over the years you haven't given us enough out of your offensive-minded ability to help us succeed. And, okay, we don't have a defense, but, you have one of the greatest quarterbacks. Use him. And I think that it was a scapegoat that said, okay, you're done now. We don't, we used all your talent. Let's move on. Let's not blame our franchise quarterback.
Rodgers is never going to get blamed for shit.
Isn't Rodgers' talent better than Brady's, though? Around him? I feel like it is.
Oh, you're saying,
like the talent Rodgers had around him was better than Brady's, so why couldn't he make it happen?
I don't know.
That goes to play. That goes to playing. I mean,
you can't compare it. Jordy Nelson was better than any receiver the Patriots had.
Besides Moss, yeah. And they never really had a
and they didn't win
tight end,
they didn't win
to be honest with you.
But I think the way the Patriots played the
Patriots are smart.
Yeah, they used their
talent.
Their
system is way better than
they also have one of the best head coaches in the NFL, and probably ever, in Bill Belichick. I mean, McCarthy doesn't stack up to him whatsoever, but
I don't really think anyone does.
No, but it also goes to show you too that over the years Brady's done it with nobody. Why can't Rodgers? Why can't Rodgers? I mean, you sit here and say he's a top 5 quarterback, but Brady's done it with nobody. Why can't Rodgers? Explain that to me as a Packers fan.
It's a system thing.
Brady's always had at least one Hall of Fame offensive player during most of his Super Bowl runs. Yeah, maybe not early in his career, but late. You had Moss during that Super Bowl run.
But he never won with Moss.
But you had Gronkowski, who's going to be a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer.
How many actual Super Bowls did Gronk play in?
3.
No.
I don't know.
He
didn't play in one.
No. He has 3 Super Bowls. He didn't play in 1.
Yeah, he didn't play in 1.
So he played in he played in 3 and didn't play in the 4th one because he was injured. He was out for the whole year.
So he played in 3.
But you're gonna sit here and tell me that Jordy Nelson wasn't a top 5 wide receiver when him and Rodgers were in their prime.
I mean, this is, but it's an argument. Did Rodgers make Jordy Nelson just like
but you could
Brady
say that
made
about
Edelman?
You could say that about anybody though. I mean, did
the Packers' offense was never the problem?
Right.
Their defense,
I said that in the beginning. Their defense has been horrendous, but I don't think that the Patriots, have really ever had a top 5 defense besides when they went to the Super Bowl and when Brady was obviously in his beginning of his career. Yeah. Ever since then, their defense hasn't really been outstanding. I wouldn't put it in the top 5.
No, it's a bend but don't break.
Yeah, and that's but that's Bill Belichick though. That's because he's a defensive-minded head coach. But it goes back to saying, why can't Rodgers take nothing if he's so good and make it into gold?
Because he doesn't play defense.
I think he's taken nothing and has done the best that anyone could possibly do with nothing. What is Jordy Nelson? What did Jordy? Granted, it was at the tail end of his career. What did he do with the Raiders?
Obviously, nothing because that organization was terrible.
I wouldn't put. That
you can't.
But he made Jordy Nelson.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think Jordy Nelson playing with
Anybody
a
else?
Jameis Winston would have done something.
Yeah, but you can't say that because he's been with Rodgers his whole entire career. You look at it. We haven't seen him play anywhere else besides Green Bay. Don't get me wrong. When he went to Oakland, he had 700 yards, but that organization was dysfunctional, and he was also old as hell. But he also said too that if Rodgers came calling, he would come back and play. So could he be that 1,000-yard receiver with Rodgers again?
I don't think he goes for 1,000. I think he's almost. I don't know. I feel like he's almost done.
I think he gets close to 1,000. I think he gets 5 touchdowns. If he were to play this season with Rodgers, absolutely.
1,000?
Absolutely, close to 1,000, 5 touchdowns guaranteed. I think he's your second receiver. I think you need a true. I think you still need a true number one.
Adams. Well, Adams is up one.
He pretty much made Adams too. Though,
yeah, he did. He makes
Adams.
Yeah, but he makes everyone that he plays with. Right. He's that good.
Same can be said about Brady, though.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
And absolutely,
yeah.
and that's what we're getting to the point. We're getting to the point that this is an organization problem. This isn't a Aaron Rodgers problem. I don't think Aaron Rodgers. Maybe it's a sign of frustration where maybe he's rubbing people in the organization the wrong way.
Everyone seems to fucking hate him. It's crazy, like how much people like just dislike the guy. Like, even his own family hates him.
Yeah, I mean, personal family aside, but I wonder if it's been his whole career or if it's more recent years. Because it seemed like when they made that Super Bowl run, like his teammates loved him, and maybe it was because winning cures all.
Well, that's what they say. Yeah. Winning makes things go great, and when you're losing, it becomes awful, and that's when things start to break.
He held a grudge against McCarthy ever since McCarthy was with San Francisco, and they drafted Alex Smith over him when he was either the offensive coordinator, he worked for them, whatever it was. But he drafted Alex Smith over him and said Alex Smith, like out loud, better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. Even though Aaron Rodgers went to Cal, it's just like kind of holds a grudge, and it's kind of like a little petty, I guess, right? Like.
Yeah, well, and at the quarterback position, you gotta be cocky. To be honest, that's what they do, and I think he's more cocky than he should be because plus getting all that money doesn't help the cause. So if you're a cocky quarterback, you get paid millions of dollars, you get told you're the best over and over again. Why the fuck wouldn't you be cocky? Like, people aren't gonna like you if you're not winning. So he's good, yeah, but he's getting paid all this money to do what? Go 9-7.
He's getting paid all that money to win, and he's not doing it.
Yeah, he's not bringing championships.
But
so
I don't think it's his fault. Like Raffey said, it's an organizational type of thing. Like they need to build around him better than what they have been.
Yeah, but
start signing free agents. I think this year, this free agency period, I think they did pretty good. Yeah, they got 3 guys on defense. They got an offensive lineman. Build on that.
They got to hit on these two first draft picks.
They got 2 first-round picks. I wouldn't mind them trading up.
It could be also said, too, though. But I agree with the whole organization thing, and I've been, saying that. But I think Rodgers has a little bit to blame, though, because I feel like, obviously injuries played a toll on him the 2 years, and he can't prevent that. I think that he's just sometimes the way he goes out and plays, I feel like sometimes he's not a team player. It seems like he distances himself from the team a little bit. And, I feel like...
How do you even notice that?
Well, when he's on the sidelines.
No, but you can kind of see it, though. Like, when he plays, it just kind of looks like he's out there going through the motions a little bit. Yeah. Like, he's like... Yeah, I feel like... I always see him running for his life, and he's kind of just like, fuck this, I'm not going to fucking try to make a play, I'll just fucking throw it out of bounds, or I'll force it here, and maybe I'll throw a pick, or maybe I'll throw a touchdown. It's just, it's almost annoying to watch as a fan. But, I appreciate it, because I do think he is so damn good. But,
it's almost, though, at this point, you fired McCarthy, Rodgers is your guy, that's who you chose to lead this franchise into the future. It's time to invest. If you, all the drama aside, this is your guy. Go all in. You have 2 first-round draft picks. Get a player. Trade them.
Yeah.
Get proven players now. You're built to win now.
Yeah, but they had the chance to get Khalil Mack last year, which is what they should have done.
Yeah.
Khalil Mack literally made the Bears what they are. Mm-hmm. Their defense is friggin' stacked, and they're good because of him. Imagine him on the Packers. They're that team. Yeah. They're not going to get beat. They would have went to the Super Bowl last year. I believe that because he's that good.
Well, let me ask you guys something now here. Now that they spent the money, now that they have the 2 first-round picks, if Matt LaFleur goes out and Aaron Rodgers go out, and obviously Rodgers stays healthy throughout the year, and they go 6-10, 5-11. Who's to blame?
Matt LaFleur's getting fucking fired.
Who's to blame?
I'm telling you right now, he's getting fired.
Yeah, but who's to blame? Is it a Rodgers thing? He's healthy. It's a new system. They spent the money. They got him the pieces he needs. Obviously, they need to get the draft picks right, but who's to blame? Is it Rodgers or the organization?
They go 6-10 this season.
Yeah.
I get what I can for Rodgers, and I move on.
So you're saying you would trade Rodgers?
You would trade
Absolutely.
him?
Absolutely. Well, how am I going to build a team if I'm going 6-10 this year? I'm loaded with all the ammunition to pick up players this year, and I have a losing record. Get what you can for an aging quarterback and move on.
But here's the thing, though. Quarterbacks like him don't come a dime a dozen.
Yeah, like you can't just draft a guy and be like, hey, let's see what happens here. Like, you know what Rodgers is.
You know what he is, but you need to pick what you want to do. Like, you know you have a franchise quarterback, obviously. You have a once-in-a-generation quarterback in Rodgers, obviously. Then build around him. If you're not going to build around him, then build for the future.
So what are you hoping to get if you trade Rodgers?
You have to get
two first rounds.
First-round
Like,
picks.
You get
probably
2 first-round
first.
picks.
I want to say 3. I don't think anybody's going to give up
Right.
3.
I think at his age, 2 first-round picks, maybe a player.
And plus, don't forget, he's owed a shit ton of money because he just signed a brand new contract, too. So that has to factor in the thing. So I don't
Favorite team
know.
like the Cowboys, why not? Why not trade? You have the offensive firepower.
Yeah, but
you have the defense.
Dak,
They're about to give Dak a big contract.
I get it, but why go with Dak when you would you trade the farm now
To win a Super Bowl?
to win a Super Bowl with the offensive firepower you have now and the defense you have now?
If they
You're
were
a Cowboy fan.
yeah,
Would you
if-
take Rodgers?
Obviously,
Oh,
but if Jerry Jones had the if he could do it, I think he would try to trade for Rodgers, and I think they would obviously have to give up a lot for him. Maybe Zeke,
I don't think you give up
maybe
any offense.
first round
Zeke.
picks. But here's the thing, though. I don't
you
think.
trade picks and
Yeah,
Dak.
picks.
Picks and Dak. 2
Yeah, I don't
first
know.
rounders and Dak.
I think they would want more than that, though.
Yeah, the Packers would definitely want more than 2
Yeah.
firsts and Dak.
I think they would have
That's
to
a lot.
get it.
You're basically getting the best quarterback in the game for 2 first-round picks and Dak.
For how many more
Prescott.
years though?
He's the way the quarterback position is now.
He's
plays
not
here
the
40 easy.
he's not Tom Brady. He takes hits.
He doesn't. Yeah,
Very
but he doesn't.
true.
He takes hits. He's
Right.
not the healthiest of quarterbacks to play every season.
But he's still.
And actually, the knock come when the transition from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, is he going to stay healthy? And good for him. He had a good stretch where he stayed healthy, but then he had a stretch where he didn't.
It was 2 years. I mean, he had the collarbone and the knee.
Yeah.
And obviously those played a part. I think that anytime your quarterback goes down, it's going to hurt your franchise.
Well, yeah, he's fucking the
But-
best one.
Yeah, I mean,
in the league.
Brett Hundley, look, he sucked.
Yeah.
I mean,
and Deshaun Kaiser now.
yeah.
That's
So
a
I
backup, and
mean,
he's fucking terrible. He couldn't even start for the Browns when they suck.
and thanks guys for listening to Out the Gate Sports Podcast. Please follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Out the Gate Pod. Have a good night, motherfuckers. We out the gate. Wow. Wow. And welcome back to Out the Gate Sports Podcast. Hello, everybody. We back.
That's it.
This is some good whiskey. Hey, Connor, you ever drank this before? Proper whiskey? Oh, yeah, you make it. Come drink it with us. Out the Gate Sports Podcast. Hey, guys. You ever All right, hold on. Here we go, ready? Hey, guys, you ever drink this Proper 12? You know who makes it, Mark?
Yeah, Conor McGregor.
You know who else was in the news today, Mark?
Yeah, also him. Guy can't keep his mouth shut. He called, I can't pronounce his last name, but the guy he just lost to, Khabib. Yeah, there you go. That's not his last name. But he called his
Why did you
wife.
start it with that? Why
don't you lick the mic again?
I think he has all these options.
What money?
What money?
Raffy's dead
Mo
over here,
money.
by the way. This kid has not stopped hiccuping in the last, 45
I
minutes.
haven't got the hiccups since I was fucking 8.
Yeah, well, he's got a fucking soft
Like,
immune
I don't
system.
understand. I don't get it. Like, no one's seriously. You literally have not stopped in 20 minutes.
Hold your breath, pass out, and then if you don't make it, we'll call your family.
Let's just fucking smother him right now.
All right. So yeah, getting boxed to it.
Getting boxed.
Getting back to boxing. It's late. Sheet or a sheep? Bah or a blanket?
You fucking ruined it. And now I gotta go back.
He was fucking coughing and sneezing over here.
breathing. I'm trying to breathing. Let him live.
Stop it.
Titty twister.
Why do you talk? Like, I don't understand.
Because you screwed it up. You make us look dumb. Hey, fuck you, frog.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm doing a podcast today.
But I still, and then like they even, the Broncos tried to propose that onside kick thing. So I mean, it's like they're already trying to steal shit from again. It's like they try stuff that the NFL was too scared to do.
Suits, your mouth feels so good. Suits, don't stop.
Well, I'm glad to see.
If you bring up the Nate Diaz fight, I might lose my mind. I really might lose my mind.
Bring it up.
I lose his mind.
Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here.
He tapped out the.
Wait, is he vegan? He just ate roast beef. And
Oh,
you can't.
he did. Wow, I'm telling you.
Yeah, and you can't eat pork.
Could done that for 20 minutes.
Is this the intro?
I don't even.
Yeah, it's the intro.
It's playing whenever you're ready.
Oh, really? Okay. Welcome back to Out the Gate Sports Podcast, motherfuckers. I'm here. You're here. We're all here to listen to Out the Gate Sports Podcast. Cut it.
What?
Cut it.
Why do you sound like a fucking 1800 slave owner woman? It's already here. Some sports.
You should keep that in there. A little bit of March now is a punk bitch. Stop looking at me when I'm doing this because I can't concentrate. All right, here we go. Put your beads away. All right. Thank you guys for listening to Out the Gate Sports Podcast. Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the Pod Sports Podcast and at Pod Sports Pod. All right. What's our
Out the pod.
What's our thing? Welcoming to the podcast, my boy, my man, Raffey. Shut Wait a minute.
Khakis.
What is it called? State Farm Double Check? Double Check State Farm. State Farm Double Check? What is it? Discount Double Check. That's what it is. All right. Cut it. Let's replay.
State Farm double.
Well, instead of saying anything, I had to clear my throat before we started. God forbid I clear my throat one time. This guy's fucking over here making sex noises, and I gotta clear my fucking throat one time.
That's how you say
Yo, already.
Gross.
Discount Double Check.
Oh, speaking of the Packers, Jesus Christ. They're back in the news.
Cut.
So as a Packer fan, I feel like this needs to be brought up. They're back. I know. What? Why can't you just? What did I do that so bad before?
I don't know. It's like discount double check.
Can you just combine his discount double check with what he said before?
Can you just stop doing the hand movements?
All right, I'll sit here and be fucking blah. Discount Double Check. Go. Let's go. It's fucking 10:46 at night. You want some fucking movement? You want some puts on Instagram? Let's go. All right, go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Record.
If I have to hear that one more time, I'm gonna lose it.
Well,
Do you have at least one of those fucking things in there?
I haven't stopped recording. I don't know what I fucking have.
All right, you have it.
you have a good one though? All right, let me get this out of the way here. 1, 2, 3.
Khakis.
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so.
Discount Double Check.
Those two can't do it.
Come on, guy.
I won't time.
If we're gonna
You can't get much better than that, guy. You gotta use this crap here. You gotta roll with it. Cut it, save it, and then Let's go.
Why are you dancing?
I'm on film.